I suppose this will have to do. End of an era, man. End of an era. It's just gonna be my voiceover. You're not gonna see my physical reaction because I have to record this on my phone because my computer is not operational enough to make this happen, unfortunately. But yeah, sheesh. I mean, the Switch era coming to an end. It feels like it's been forever. Like when the Switch first dropped, I was just graduating high school. And now it's been almost a decade. And like, mind you, remember the original Switch presentation at like midnight, which would have been really nice. Sheesh, 60, 59, 58, 59. I know how to count. Shit. Oh, goodness gracious, man. Sheesh. Original Switch presentation, Etika was still around, man. He was such a big part of the launch of the original Switch for me, personally. And now, like... And now look at where we are, bro. About to enter the next Switch era. I'm about to leave behind all those past experiences, all those past memories. It's wild to think about. But, you know, must press on. Life goes on. I need all my babies. Sheesh. 2-1, baby, we're here. Nintendo Switch 2. Predictions? I'm sure we'll get like like a Zelda or something. And a Mario, of course. But we already saw Mario Kart. Ooh, shapes? I think that's infringing on certain somebody's copyright there, Nintendo. You might have to be a little careful. We are forming the words Nintendo out of random shapes. The shapes of our enemies. Ooh, baby. Wait. Oh shit, I actually have a camera capture. Oh, hold up. I'm here. Hey, I didn't know I could do all this from my phone. Hey, hello. Okay, Mario Kart, which we already knew about. It's looking like a big open world kind of thing. Okay, I like how the cars are kind of like tilting to the side, and of course all the character models look nice. By open world, I mean like, ooh. Oh, okay, so we still have like kart transformation. This is looking like Diddy Kong Racing right now. They got wings and like skis, and then like, I guess, other skis, because I was gonna say jet skis, but they're the same thing. They're not the same thing, you know. Oh yeah, look at how expressive Bowser is. Got our motorcycles back. Bowser Jr., Pauline, and King Boo in the base roster. Alright. What? Wait, whoa. You can grind, you can wall cling, you can play as a cow. Like the Mega Mushroom is back. Hammer Brothers? You can throw out hammers? You can hijack a freaking thing. And transform? Okay, so it's like form changes. Not just like costume changes are happening while... Okay, well, my brain is getting overloaded. What is happening, man? This shit is crazy. This is so dynamic by comparison to like Mario Kart 8, which is like a really standard game. This is Mario Kart World. Okay, there it is.
Hello everyone, I'm Koichi Kawamoto, and I'll be one of your guides for today's Nintendo Direct.
Alright, nice to meet you, Kawamoto.
I'm the producer for Nintendo
Never
Switch 2.
seen any of these guys before.
I'm Takuhiro Dota, the director.
The producer-director for the Switch console?
And I'm Tetsuya Sasaki, the hardware design lead for Nintendo Switch 2.
What you just saw was Mario Kart World, launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. Now, what do you think this brand new Mario Kart game will be like?
Yeah, tell me, because I am confused. I'm kind of taking the Odyssey approach.
Brand new entry in the
all
Mario
ride
Kart
and then
series
get up the
is
higher
launching
position.
exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Welcome to this vast world
Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe.
Exactly, this is probably inspired by Toy a little bit.
Depending on the time of day
And look
and
at
weather
Luigi,
conditions,
man.
the
Look at
atmosphere will
Boo!
change.
Looking so dapper! What the heck? That's crazy. Got the mustache and the monocle. Is that
And
Baby
in this
Daisy?
Mario Kart game,
Why she look so different?
you
What
can
is
go
that?
off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world.
Okay, what?
In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses
Mario
in a
Stadium,
bid for first place.
Peach Stadium. Shit, bro. I'm trying to
But
like.
don't sleep at the
Oh, and
wheel.
then there's also like a map.
You'll
That's
also
gonna be
drive to the
fun
next
for
course as part of the competition. With 24
Okay, well,
drivers
clearly
in
that
each
stage is
race,
coming back.
the most in series history, competition is gearing up.
24 people, I think they just got confirmed. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up
Introducing
though.
Knockout Tour. Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another.
Okay, we got 2 items like we used to. The items are still here. It just
There
seems to
are
be form
multiple
changes
checkpoints
as well.
along the way.
Checkpoints, so it's like more
If you're below the
continuous
placement shown when you hit a checkpoint,
thing
you'll
rather
be
than laps.
eliminated.
Oh, okay, so like Battle Royale style.
Can you make it all the way to the finish line?
Okay, you just cheating, bro. Why are you flying? Free
You
roam.
can also freely drive around this vast world in free roam.
It's like for fun?
By going off-road, you can explore new areas and routes.
This is kind of crazy.
So drive wherever your heart takes you.
So like, as long as
Also
you get
go
to
for
the
scenic drives
destination,
with friends.
it don't really matter
And
how.
even take photos together at different locations.
Lakitu is just out of a job, I guess. I wonder how that works though. I feel like, but also maybe it's just like, hey, no matter how much road, way or another, man,
Race across the entire
you still gotta get to the destination, and maybe going all the way out this way and that way is not very
The
functional.
game launches on the same day
Okay,
as
it's a launch
Nintendo
title.
Switch 2.
Launch title. That is a
More
good ass
details about
logo,
this
man.
title
I
will be
want to
shared
hear
in an
more,
upcoming
truly,
Mario Kart World
because I feel like
So
there's
be
so
on the
much
lookout
going
for
on
more
with that trailer.
information
I felt
in
a
the
little
future.
overwhelmed. It is a little early in the morning.
Mario Kart World launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. We'll share more details in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it.
Alright.
Next, we'd like to introduce
I
some
can't-
of the new features.
I don't know if
of
this is the same
Nintendo
guy
Switch
earlier,
2.
but look, I don't remember the orange
These are the
shit.
Joy-Con 2 controllers for
Joy-Con
Switch
2?
2. And on the right Joy-Con 2,
Yeah, the C
We've
button.
added a new
The elusive
C
C button for all the leaks. Ain't nothing that
let's
came
take a
out
look
about
at some
that.
new experiences it offers.
Okay. What's it do? You press it and it just sucks you into the game, bro. Alone? Alright, what's it do when you're alone?
All of you guys.
Together? Oh, is it like a chat button?
was you.
Hey, okay. I see what's happening. It's a communication button.
Wait, no.
Right, they added voice chat. And then you can turn it on with the button. How did nobody get that? I haven't heard of anybody say anything about this.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we got Discord, nigga. Finally.
Friends and family
Such a
while
basic
playing
ass
a
feature.
game. Should we follow you? Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Okay.
And, okay, so that's what the free roam thing is. You can just kind of explore
While
with your
using the
homies.
Game Chat feature, your voice is recognized by a microphone built into the system.
Oh, okay. But you're still behind me, right? Alright, let's keep going. Okay.
Damn,
It
that
can pick up your
microphone gotta
speaking
be
voice clearly, even
mad
from
loud.
a distance.
Look at this. Jump on here. Alright, let's keep going. Let's go.
But it also
Let's make
cuts
a
off
left right here.
other
Let's make a
things.
When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through clearly, letting you chat
Alright,
with ease.
How
alright.
did you get hit by a bow?
Some basic filtering.
Okay, nice.
It does look
I wonder if there's any settings for that.
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too, letting you easily chat with friends and family.
It's like,
If you open the chat menu
Pull in the
and
phone
turn
a
on
little bit.
game screen sharing,
Good job, good job. There we go, there we go.
you can also share your game screen.
Did you see someone just like go on top of that dinosaur?
Really? They can do that?
you can go on. Oh my goodness. I'm learning shit. Hey, this is a good way of integrating the both because you learn about the chat, but then you also get to see more Mario Kart footage. The fact that you can grind with your car is insane. Oh, I love these logos, man. That shit look nice. Animal Crossing? Okay, that's
chat
New
to your
Horizons.
heart's content.
That's a New
Even while
Horizons, I'm
playing
pretty
different games.
Yeah, I know that one. It's so
You know that feature alone actually makes the previous this already a worthy purchase over the previous console because like
Kirby. Look, you're on a star. That's so cute.
you can play Animal Crossing while having voice chat. And this is all the
You can
backwards
adjust
compatible
the size
games.
of your game screen.
Flexing. Oh yeah, we Nintendo Switch. You know how we got games? We still got games, nigga. It's just now on the Switch too.
Or expand another
Right,
friend's
right.
game screen.
That's random. Also, look at that feed. That shit look ugly, bro. That shit running at 3 frames per second, bro.
This is where I have to
But
do
yeah, also this
wall
one.
ride.
So everyone can watch them play.
These actors are doing a great job, bro. Or maybe they're not even actors, bro. Maybe they ain't even actors. Maybe they just got 4. They're probably actors, but maybe they just got like 5 attractive ass people, and they're just like, all right,
I like your pose.
pretend to be
On
friends,
the right
and then
Joy-Con
just play
2
the game.
controller, there's an additional button.
All we
With
ask.
the C button, you can pull up a chat menu.
Oh, even while playing other games. Okay, that's cool. And then with the feeds built in, that's nice.
So I'll be right back. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure.
Here, you can quickly and easily mute yourself and more.
Hey yo.
And there's this. By connecting this camera to the system,
Man, Geraldo is such a. Anyways.
Hey, what's up? Hello.
I know a Geraldo. I can't say anything. It's my uncle, bro.
How's everyone doing? Good?
you can appear
Yeah.
on screen and video chat while playing a game.
In the odd chance that he sees that, which I doubt he will, but.
Good.
No.
Here's how it looks with just the camera feed.
Whoa, that's really actually. I haven't even thought about it, but like the idea of like.
Can you wait for me?
Please look forward to games
Like,
which use your camera feed like this.
Mario Kart bringing back old stages, but with this new open world style, we're gonna have so much more interactability and freedom in this space than we did prior. Like the
Using game
previous
chat. Even when you're
stage is gonna have to
you
be
can
like
play
totally
games and
overhauled.
hang out as if you were together in the same room. Play
Yeah.
together or compete in online
I do
multiplayer
appreciate
games.
Nintendo's attempt to like preserve.
Chat
the
while playing your
magic
personal
of,
favorites.
Now see, okay, now it's kind of being a little choppy here. I think that's just
For
my
a
the
retro
stream
game competition.
because it's being choppy for
Or
like
hold a sports
game
competition
feed.
between families.
game feed for like
All
a
together,
fucking SNES
anytime,
game. I think it's
anywhere.
just my screen recording is
Game
a little,
chat.
little crunchy. I'm not gonna hold it against it. Yeah, see.
What did you think? In developing Game Chat, our goal
Anyways,
was for you to enjoy playing online with others more closely,
I was saying something,
including
man.
family and friends.
I lost
Almost
it.
as if you're all playing together in the same
Oh
place.
yes, Nintendo's like preservation of like
The camera you
outside.
saw
Oh,
in the
they also
trailer
have like
is
a
the
little
Nintendo
camera.
Switch 2 camera,
That's nice.
which will be available on the same
I
day
hope
as
any
Switch 2.
camera can work, but it seems like it needs to be like.
A
needs
Nintendo
a
Switch
thing.
online
Online,
membership
of
will be
course.
required to use Game Chat.
But anyways,
However,
yeah,
since
because
we'd
like
like as
they're
many
doing like the
people as
virtual
possible
game
to
cards thing as well,
experience
which
Game
for
Chat,
some reason everybody
it
was
will
so
be
confused
available
by. I thought it
without
was
membership for a
would make
limited
perfect
time.
sense. It's just trying
We
to
hope you'll
emulate
try
the
it out.
experience of being able to unplug one of your physical games and
Additionally,
send and
Game
just
Chat
like lend it
supports
to
the
someone
Nintendo
else.
Switch
Except
Parental Controls app, and different settings can be adjusted.
Cool.
For example,
Still
whether
using that old
parental
footage
permission
from,
is
like,
always required when a child
7,
wants to use Game
8
Chat to
years
play
ago.
with their friends.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
We'd like to introduce another new experience you can share with family and friends.
Okay.
On Nintendo Switch, even if you just have one game, you can pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend and play together.
Yeah.
But on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play together locally on multiple systems using just one game, with Game Share.
Oh, so you mean that feature that was on the Nintendo DS, nigga?
Screens can be played
Sorry.
if one person owns it. With Game Share, you can temporarily share compatible games with others.
You
who
don't
also
say,
have Nintendo Switch 2
motherfucker. You
or
son of a gun.
Nintendo Switch system. You can share a game with up to 3 other systems at a
You
time.
mean that basic ass feature we've been had for years? Why was that not on the original Switch? Oh, it didn't have the hardware capacity for it.
Which we showed earlier.
For a lot of, I gotta say, I get the real impression that the Switch 2 is like the real Switch, and that the Switch we've been playing with is like some kind of like
worldwide classics on Nintendo Switch.
prototype.
Game Share support is also planned for select games exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, so we hope you'll look
I
forward
mean,
to
I
it.
would imagine.
Up next, we'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 system itself.
Okay, yeah. Right. I got distracted by all the games and features. I was just like, oh yeah. The Switch itself. We don't even really know the specs.
At 7.9 inches,
We don't know the specs,
Switch 2
bro.
has a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares to Nintendo
It's
Switch.
a little
The system's
it's a little
thickness remains
larger.
the same.
It's a little one charger. High definition play.
With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. And in fact, that's basically what it was like docked.
The
Oh,
screen
okay,
supports
cool.
Up to 120 frames per second, allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles.
Okay, that's actually really important. If you're saying that you can do 120p, that means you can lock 60
The
FPS.
LCD screen is more vivid and supports HDR,
And you're
providing
confident
more
that your console
contrast
can
between
run.
light and dark areas of the images.
That's nice. Magnetically.
The all-new
Magentically.
Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically. Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the system.
That's actually a
Attach your
problem I
controller
had with the
easily
other
by
Switch.
pressing the release button on the back.
That's cool. No, seriously, yeah, the whale is great.
And SR buttons
It
are
slipped
bigger
off a
for
lot,
greater
especially
comfort
as
and
time went
control
on.
when playing with a Joy-Con 2 held horizontally.
That's nice. Those are a little difficult to press on the
The
original.
left and right sticks are now larger.
Yeah, okay. Mouse controls, baby! Mouse
Each
controls!
Joy-Con 2 controller can be
patent was
used
real,
as a mouse
of
to
course.
play with compatible games.
Nice.
Both the left and right
Oh,
Joy-Con
you
2
can
support
dual
mouse
wield?
controls.
That's crazy. Clear audio,
By
alright.
adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld
can
and
control
tabletop
that?
modes.
Yeah, the voice chat, we've already
It has a
established.
built-in microphone, so you can voice chat
Wait,
with
built-in
friends
microphone?
anytime via game chat.
Ah,
Also
actually, I don't know how
uses
much.
voice-canceling technology to filter sounds,
I
so
don't-
your voice will come through clearly.
I was about to say, like, you could probably use that for, like, DS games, but
Even
I
if you don't have a
imagine
surround sound
it
system,
would be difficult with voice
games
chat.
can be enjoyed with more immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you.
Okay. Isn't that just wearing headphones? Sorry, I must have missed something. Oh, this is HD sound, like HD Rumble?
Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large,
What was that?
sturdy stand.
Is that a Mario Kart?
You can move it freely, like
Yeah,
this.
we've been seeing this. 3C super.
To the U port found
Yeah,
on the
they're
bottom
really,
of the
really
system.
being
There's one on
really
top
sly
as well.
about this, not showing us stuff. But this is an hour-long presentation. I'm sure
It's
they'll show
handy
us some
for
extra
connecting
stuff.
a USB-C camera
Oh, I
or
get it.
charging in tabletop mode.
I get it. Yeah, like the charging in tabletop mode I always knew about, but like the camera, right?
Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal
Jesus
storage,
Lord.
8 times that of Nintendo
Thank
Switch.
God.
for
That's
storing
about
your
as
game
much as I had on
downloads,
my
save
freaking
data,
SD
and more.
card. And I've
Reading and
always
writing
been
data
shuffling
is
around
also
through games.
faster.
New dock, 4K support. Whoa, 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 whoa,
Use
whoa,
the Nintendo Switch
whoa!
2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K
I think just like
for
remove it.
compatible games.
I can get lost.
Also
But it's a-
support TV mode.
4K, bro. Whoa, 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 Nintendo. Damn, bro. We in the modern era? 4K games? 4K.
Keeps your system cool. This helps keep performance stable.
And then they gave us a vent on the dock itself. That's nice. Compatible.
On Nintendo Switch 2,
Not counting.
You
the
can play
Labo and
Nintendo
stuff.
Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games. Physical and digital games are
We're
supported.
getting a performance boost. Also, Mario hit that clean backflip. That shit was kind of tight. That's good. That's some good shit. 4K. We in a
As you just saw,
monolith in
Nintendo
4K,
Switch 2
baby.
isn't
Xenoblade, baby.
improved the Nintendo
Sorry.
Switch. We
Getting hyped.
redesigned the system from the ground up and packed in lots of new gameplay features. And to help players better understand the Switch 2 hardware, we're currently developing this game. Mr. Kawamoto!
Mr. Kawamoto. Hey,
hello.
what's up, bro?
My current location
This is a crazy
is
angle.
actually inside the game itself.
What?
This is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour,
Oh, okay.
exclusive to
Got
Nintendo
me
Switch
excited for no reason.
2. I'm standing over here.
This is like a free
Okay,
game that comes with the
everyone,
console,
join me inside the game.
and you can like run around with a.
There are a lot of question mark icons here. Let's examine them.
Those ain't me's.
This sign reads, "Where are the magnets?" The Joy-Con 2 controllers attached to the system with magnets.
Oh, okay. So you can add like a
And those
really
magnets are
detailed
inside the system.
console.
The
Okay, so it's not like the
SL,
whole
SR
strip.
buttons
It's
on the
just
Joy-Con
literally
2
the
are made of metal,
ZL buttons that have magnets,
So that's
makes
how they
sense.
attach to the system.
and that would also keep it from like attaching
A
in weird
magnetic
ways
circuit
and
is formed
impacting.
between them, so they won't easily detach.
Nice. I hope the magnet doesn't
Through
weaken over
examining
time.
signs like these, you can discover all sorts of secrets about Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, that's nice.
Another example, the Joy-Con 2 controllers have mouse controls. And when combined with the gyroscopes, you can even do something like this.
Oh, that's really cool, actually.
You can adjust the position of the golf club and aim for the cup by
Has
rotating
that
the
ever
Joy-Con
been
2.
done in anything else? Like gyro controls with the mouse?
By combining the mouse controls and gyroscopes, things like this are possible.
Huh.
There
That
are secrets
feels really
to discover,
innovative.
even
I'll
as you're
Nintendo.
playing mini-games and tech demos.
You
Some of the
understand how
secrets
much I
range
love
from
this
the
company,
unique
man.
features of the system
Like, they frustrate
To
me,
tiny
but...
details you might not notice until they're pointed
Thank
out.
you, Rumble.
There are plenty. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will launch as a
Oh,
paid
that's really
digital game on the same day as
A
Nintendo
paid
Switch
digital
2.
game?
So please check it out if you're interested.
These
Now,
these
I'd like to share some more
jackasses.
information
And this is
regarding
what I mean by they are
Nintendo Switch.
annoying.
This
But
is the game card for Nintendo Switch 2
Oh,
titles.
it's red. Nice.
It's the same shape as Nintendo Switch game cards, but it's now red, and it has much faster data reading speeds.
Okay.
Next up is additional storage. Switch 2 will only work with micro SD express cards.
Okay, so we gotta get an express card.
They're a
But
different type of SD card and will make high-speed
But it'll make it
data
faster,
transfers
which
possible.
is the key point. Let me buy some storage.
Please note that regular micro SD cards used for Nintendo Switch will not be compatible.
Okay, I'm gonna have to buy some storage. It is what it
Additionally,
is.
to transfer data from Switch to Switch 2, you can log into your Nintendo account to use the System Transfer feature.
Right.
With this feature, you can transfer save data, digital games, and more.
I'm gonna be loaded up.
We're also releasing a new Pro Controller.
Yes, sir.
It
People
has a
thought the
C
Pro
button,
controller would
which
be some
launches
weird
Game
thing that
Chat,
splits
and
apart.
on the back, there are new
but-
GL and GR buttons, which
Oh,
you can
shit.
use to assign existing button controls.
Okay. Like hotkey
In
extra
addition,
buttons. That's
an
actually gonna be
audio
useful.
jack has been added.
Finally.
We've introduced
The-
a few new
the buttons
features,
look
and
bigger,
after
too.
today's presentation, the official Nintendo Switch 2 website will go live.
Nice.
There will also
Okay,
be an
we'll check
Ask the
that out.
Developer
Not
article
on-
on the website,
not on this
where the
recording,
three of
but
us will
I'll
talk
check it out.
about the development of Nintendo Switch 2. We hope you'll check that out as well.
And now, the Nintendo Switch 2 launch date. Nintendo Switch 2 launches on
June!
We're very much looking forward to the day when you all get to experience it, so please wait just a bit longer.
Ah! Yes, sir. Only 2 months.
Now, broadly
Ah.
speaking, on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play 3 types of games.
3
First
games.
type
There's
is
only 3.
Nintendo Switch 2 games.
Right.
These games take advantage of the performance and features of Switch 2.
And then
The
there's
second
Nintendo
type
Switch
is
games.
compatible games that were released on Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games are the third type.
Edition games?
Some games that were
Oh.
released on Switch will receive upgraded versions that offer things like improved visuals, unique ways to play on Switch 2, and more. Now, I'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Man, it's a good thing I
Please
don't buy a
take a
lot of Nintendo. They don't charge me for this. They gonna do this.
Super Mario Party Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including
I didn't buy this game.
mouse controls,
Might be a good thing. Oh, mouse control. Oh, some new mini games and stuff. Maybe.
audio recognition, more expressive rumble, and gameplay that uses a camera
Okay.
accessory.
It's clearly
All
an
of which can
expansion
be
account.
accessed on Switch 2.
Yeah, that's
Let's
fun.
check out 3 new and updated modes. First up is Mario Party mode. With a single camera, up to 4 players can join the festivities. You'll be able to
Slice.
see each other's faces as you play, so you can experience all the reactions and emotions
Looking like Dr.
in real
Wily
time.
over there, buddy.
Or 4 friends can take the party online.
That's fun. I love this goofy ass company, man.
Up next, it's Bowser
Bowser Live.
a mode where the livelier team wins. Bowser will bring you on stage 2. Hit blocks to collect the most coins. Guide an RC car with your voice. Go! And compete in other mini-games using full body movement and sound.
The only Mario Party
Finally,
game I got was
take a
Super
ride
Mario
on
Party.
the
The reason I don't buy these
mouse-controlled
games
Carnival
usually
coaster. With the safety bar lowered and secured,
is usually just because I don't have enough like friends in person.
use
Like
mouse
it's only when
controls
family
to shoot down
comes over.
enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster.
Or like I'm not over by friends long enough to be like, hey,
When you
let's have
enter
a whole
pipe,
Mario
a
Party
mini
game.
game
You
will
know what I'm
begin.
saying?
There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control
That
an
looks
arm.
really familiar for some
And
reason.
one where you shake a can of spray paint and quickly tag objects.
Yeah, you know,
Enjoy
live
the
bombs.
thrill of these
Literally.
intuitive mini games. How quickly can you reach the station? From mini
Okay,
games
that's pretty
that use a
extensive of
camera,
all that stuff is new.
the built-in
On top of the game that was
microphone,
already there.
mouse controls, and
Like
rumble.
they're adding a bunch of
The
new
biggest party yet is getting even bigger.
a bunch
Super
of new
Mario Party
mini
Jamboree,
games and stuff.
Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 24th.
Okay, cool.
Nintendo Switch 2 players who already own Super Mario Party Jamboree can upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV.
Okay, if they're
by
adding new
purchasing
content,
an
then it
upgrade
just kind of
pack.
feels like you're downloading DLC, and I don't really
Please look
mind
forward
that.
to a new Mario Party
'Cause, like, if it was
experience
just-
where you can see each other's
it
reactions
was just-
while playing.
Hey, here's
Let's
graphics.
continue
Here's
presenting some more
the game
Nintendo Switch
functioning
2
better.
Edition games.
I would have had a problem with that. Okay, Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild. Interesting.
Nintendo
Tears of
Switch
the
2
Kingdom,
editions
right.
of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and The
Interesting.
Legend of
Are they
Zelda
gonna add new
Tears of the
content to
Kingdom
that?
feature enhanced resolution and frame rates.
Let's see if they charge for this with
And
no
also
extra.
support HDR, which makes the
With like
image
ignore
more
how
vibrant.
choppy this looks.
So you
That's
can play
because
with
of my
smoother, higher
rescreen.
definition graphics.
I'm sure this looks gorgeous.
Plus, you can get even more out of your adventures in Hyrule using Zelda Notes.
Oh, cool.
This
Okay,
new
we're on the
feature
highest
can be
picture
accessed
quality.
via the Nintendo Switch app on smart devices.
Alright. What's
It's
that?
a game-specific service that's exclusive to the Switch 2 editions of these titles.
Oh, so y'all actually finally
For
utilizing
example,
stuff.
it can help guide you to various locations, like shrines and Koroks you haven't found yet.
Guidance activating. Proceed north.
Ah, that's funny. Eh.
Or you can share your creations using QR codes and send them to another player to create in their game.
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool feature. Not worth a lot of money, so please don't charge me a lot of money. That's tough. That's kind of
We hope
annoying.
these features will make your adventures even more
Like
enjoyable.
that, like Jamboree, worth it because that's basically a DLC pack that also has an update. Oh man,
In Kirby and the Forgotten Land, you'll be able to enjoy an
Okay.
additional story
Yep.
exclusive to the Nintendo
See what I'm
Switch 2
saying?
edition,
You
along
see what I'm
with
saying? That's
improved
DLC.
graphics and frame rates.
if you're gonna make it like additional
Place
thing,
in the Forgotten Land, struck by a meteor that mysterious changes.
okay, rad. And you get new. Oh
You're looking
crap! That's a
forward to
whole new
Kirby's
thing.
new adventure.
Yeah, I actually own this. that looks cool.
Metro or Beyond, both a Nintendo Switch and a Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
Right, so we're playing this Switch 2 edition because ain't nobody gonna buy the original. What do you think this is, nigga?
In addition to standard controls,
Keyboard and
you can
mouse.
use mouse controls for
Yeah,
intuitive
that shit
gameplay
gonna be
on Switch
crazy.
2. Plus, you can explore the immersive world in 4K at 60 frames per second Or
Yeesh.
enjoy smoother action in full HD at 120 frames per second.
Yeesh.
Choose from these two modes, both of which support
That's a new
HD
footage for
mode,
Metroid,
based
hell
on your
yeah.
preference and playstyle.
By the way, I didn't react to it, but that suit is
Plus,
fantastic.
Pokemon Legends ZA, which is scheduled to launch later this
The
year.
game actually looks
will
kind
not
of
only
good on the
receive
Switch
a
2
Nintendo Switch
edition.
version, but a Nintendo Switch 2 edition as well.
This is kind of looking nice.
Taking advantage of the power of Switch 2, you can enjoy your adventure in Lumio
I think this is
City
the only way
with
you.
enhanced resolution and frame rates.
I think this is the only way you can actually reasonably play this game.
The Nintendo Switch 2 edition games you just saw will be available as both physical
Leave it
and
to
digital
Nintendo to
versions.
overcomplicate things, though, man.
And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version of a game, you can play the Nintendo Switch 2 edition by purchasing an upgrade pack. We hope you're looking
How
forward
expensive
to these
is that?
Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
Because some of these things are not like the others. The Zelda ones are
Next,
just like,
I'd like to
you
introduce
get to use a
brand new
phone
game
app.
featuring mouse controls with the Joy-Con 2 controllers.
WarioWare, I'm guessing? I guess.
Please take a look.
And then some of them is like, new entire story mode. Is this a mixing game? Is this like, what the hell? Oh! Okay, disability representation. That's, damn, okay. That was really nice, for no reason. They didn't have to do that. They were just like, yeah. Drag and drive, basketball. These guys got some big ass hands. Wheelchair basketball game? That's actually kind of sick. Kind of sick. Damn. Wow. I can see where people might take that the wrong way in the sense that you're essentially simulating being in a wheelchair, but also like nobody says you have to be. It's not like you're imitating somebody who's in a wheelchair. Like you can still be in a wheelchair and not be a and not like and still have functioning legs. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I think it's actually really cool that they decide to represent like the differently abled in a like seemingly mainstream Nintendo game.
In Drag and Drive,
Like
you'll
somebody
use
was just
both
like,
Joy-Con
"Hey,
2
wouldn't it be cool?"
controllers as levers to intuitively pull off various moves.
Because this is not the kind of this is not a regular
Looking forward to new
basketball
twists
game
on
either.
3-on-3 matches using dual mouse controls. Next, here are some games from our publishing and development partners
So
coming to
creative,
Nintendo
man.
Switch 2.
Okay, third parties. Well, developing partners.
Observed the lands between. This world
Elden Ring? I might have to hop on, bro. Because I've heard a lot of good things about Elden Ring. But I ain't never been able to play that shit. I ain't got no PS5. My computer cannot run it. Of course, ignore the choppiness. Again, as I've stated, ignore the choppiness. That's my stream being choppy. Because I'm recording off my phone. In fact, it might be perfectly smooth in the recording.
May you take the throne.
That's that Rainy girl, right? Whatever her name is. She's voiced by Mio's voice actor. Nice. W.
Hey, I'm Greg Summon from Supergiant Games. Here to say that Hades 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
I thought it was
Our
on
first-ever
original.
sequel introduces the Princess of the Dead, an immortal witch out to vanquish the sinister Titan of Time.
Chronos?
Battle beyond the underworld to the
I
ends of
haven't
the
finished the first
earth.
game.
Getting to know
Mind you,
dozens of characters from
if you
Greek
know
myth
me,
in a
I actually
story
was
that
streaming
reacts
that
to your
game.
every setback and victory. It's the kind of game you can quickly pick up and play whether you're experienced
So I
with the
guess,
original or
yeah,
not.
now that I mentioned it, I had VODs for that game, but I didn't save them, so they're all gone.
皆さんこんにちは。
Damn.
カプコンの
Street
中山です
Fighter 6, Street Fighter 6. Yes, sir, baby!
6です。
I knew that shit was
本体を
coming.
持ち寄っての対戦はもち
So
ろん
this game supports rollback.
Windows Switch 2だけの新モードもありますソフトは通常版の他に総勢26キャラクターを収録した Years 1-2 Fighters Edition の2バージョン
Yes, sir. They're just like, hey, gonna include that. Amiibo?
2の発売日にお届けします
Nah. I gotta get that Kimberly, bro. That's fun.
Initiating Arsenal boot sequence.
This
safety mechanism confirmed. All operating at normal levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal. Commencing launch.
The heck is this?
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted, we will finally be liberated from humans.
I'm in need of a new arsenal, new equipment.
Arsenal?
I'm for sale, and you're buying.
Okay, a mecha game. This does not look familiar. This looks like a new game.
This planet will be ours.
Ultimate Earth Coalition.
The Axiom
It's kind of giving.
has almost completed a weapon that was created to destroy all humanity.
No! Because we're in the middle of a war.
No! Damn it.
I won't just stop
It's giving like Armored Core, but it's also kind of giving Xenoblade X. Daemon X Machina?
Bring hope to our lives.
Okay. That was my third thought, you know? It kind of reminds me of Daemon X Machina, but like, I didn't want to say that.
I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, it's the
game
Oscars
is story about
guy.
friendship. You play as Mio, who writes sci-fi, and Zoe, who writes fantasy. Together, they get trapped in their own stories, and it's up to you and a friend to help them break free.
That's a cool concept.
Let me tell you this: if you like It
I like
Takes
that this
Two,
guy is so dedicated to this particular concept.
of course, you'll
And
be
has
able to
apparently
play
been
Split
making
Fiction
good ass
on the day
games, because
Switch 2
like It Takes Two, and then like the other games he's made.
At EA Sports, we're bringing fans together across the world, both on the pitch and on the gridiron. We're excited to announce that EA Sports FC will be coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Madden NFL will also be arriving on the Nintendo platform.
Whoa.
EA Sports.
Man, I've been waiting for this. Damn, that's crazy.
Software.
Oh, great.
With enhanced graphics and seamless world transitions.
Oh, wonderful, man. Man, this Switch got something for everybody.
Switch 2 give you even more ways to experience the adventure.
Look, if you don't understand my consternation,
A Switch 2.
look, Trans Day of Visibility was yesterday or like the day before, man. That was 2 days ago, man. That's crazy. Tony Hawk. They still making these games, huh? Look, who needs Tony Hawk when I can rail grind with a fucking car? With a whole car, bro. I'm joking, of course. It's not the same thing. I can't tell if this is good or not. I've never really been into skateboard games. All I know is they don't got... Okay, well, they got Nora, who I assume is a skateboarder. Is SpongeBob? Okay, you got my attention. Albeit you cut away from that a little fast, but you can skate in Bikini Bottom.
This is Christian Elverdam from IO Interactive.
If I could play as SpongeBob, then it's a
our
good game.
flagship title, Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, you know all the developers who couldn't get their
Best assassin in the
current,
trade, Agent 47
current
does
games
everything
onto
he
the
can
console
to
are
accomplish his
geeking right now. They're like,
and how each
oh, I
mission
can get in that with
progresses
Nintendo Switch money? Yo, drop our game. Drop our game, bro. I can't wait for Square Enix to come forward. Is that a banana peel, bro? Or an oil slick, maybe?
Plus, we are excited to bring another familiar agent to the platform.
Assassin's Creed? Nah, that's done. Nah. Splinter Cell? Oh shit! No, that's. Yeah, that's the boy. It took me a second. Don't want to get copyrighted. That's really cool. Project 007. Isn't that a remake? Oh.
The story of light and shadow that never fades is reborn.
Hey, Bravely Default's getting remade.
Bravely Default returns, remastered in high definition.
Which is a game that I can only recommend.
Featuring the Raven Default commands that help you control the flow
hesitantly.
Change and customize jobs to build out your very
Good game, but the end game is kind of annoying.
with upgraded features.
You know, Good Vibes Gaming was talking about this.
With unique ways
Mouse-controlled mini-games. Interesting.
Square Enix presents
Good game. Good game. I just need to finish it properly.
Flying Fairy,
Flying Fairy. Flying Fairy.
Set foot in Luxembourg as a warrior of light once more.
Oh, that's its launch title.
セガ龍が如くスタジオ代表の横山です。
You could say! Okay, that's Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. Oh, okay. Like a special version.
1988年、東京と大阪、2つの歓楽街を舞台に土地を巡る争奪
Iconic game, by the way. I feel like Zero is one of the most outstanding. That game, this looks better than the original. They clearly updated shit.
発売日は Nintendo Switch 2の発売と
Okay, and it's a launch title. Oh, man, this is a lot of good stuff off the bat. I will be broke.
We'll have more games to show from our publishing and development partners, but for now, we'd like to show a game being developed in collaboration with Nintendo.
They're like, alright, but we gotta show us some of our good shit. Koei Tecmo? Oh, potentially a Warriors game? Yeah!
When the Zonai, who descended from the heavens,
we're getting another Age of Calamity, another Hyrule Warriors.
Their union led to a great and prosperous kingdom.
Yes, sir! As a Hyrule Warriors, we get to play Ganondorf. Oh, that's so sick.
A war was fought to vanquish this evil, one which future generations would call
the Imprisoning War. Oh, it's taking place in the past? That's really cool. Wait, hold up. That's I talked about this as like a potential as a potential storyline, but that's really cool. Like a game that's set during the Imprisoned War.
Then that must mean this really is the past.
Da-da-da. We get to fight the Imprisoning War with the ancient heroes. That's interesting. I'm sure there's gonna be some more time travel nonsense. Mineru, there we are. I'm sure there'll be more time travel nonsense. But it's good to be able to see more of this time period and actually play this because, like, as some of us may know, this plot line, like, debatably, Tears of the Age of Imprisonment, debatably, that's really cool. The original game should have had that playable in the first place, considering so much of the story actually happens then.
That was Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment.
That's pretty cool. Now,
it's being developed by Koei
I guarantee, like, if you didn't know, Age of Calamity did like some time travel, time rewriting stuff where like characters from the, like, it didn't end the way that like
which took place in Hyrule long ago.
But like considering how generic some of these other characters are, I imagine they're gonna be like, and here's the modern versions. You can play the character you actually care about. And here's Link. If not, that's bold. But considering they've defaulted before.
You can enjoy a new membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2.
Nintendo DS?
Take a look at this.
Nintendo GameCube? It's one of those things. Yeah, baby! Oh, we back.
Switch Online Plus expansion.
This is actually because we've never had GameCube
Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo GameCube, originally released
Please give me Path of Radiance right
Here
now.
are the titles that will be available at
Please.
launch. A Legend of Zelda game that looks like a cartoon come to life through cell shading.
And we know
Controlling
that game
the
still
wind
looks
using
so
a
good.
mysterious
My God.
baton, Link sets sail on an adventure across the Great Sea. The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Transcending history.
Soul Calibur 2? No, that's major.
Eternally retold.
Soul Calibur 2 with Link? The Link version? Godlike. That's godlike. That's godlike. That's godlike. And you can play online, that's godlike.
Soul Calibur 2.
Soul Calibur 2 is godlike. F-Zero GX?
That's godlike. 2,000 kilometers per hour.
30,000 kilometers per hour. F-Zero is such a ridiculous concept. Why y'all niggas wasting so fast?
Machine customization and story mode. Get ready to experience
F-Zero GX, bro. Please give me Path of Radiance. Path of Radiance.
In games that support multiplayer,
they said these are the
play
three
together
ones.
locally.
No Mario Sunshine
Online.
either. Online GX is crazy.
Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original releases. You can also check the controls for each title and customize them to your liking.
Okay, that's cool. That's really good, actually. They ain't gonna give us Melee, bro. Oh, Path of Radiance, yes sir! And Mario Strikers with online and XD. I might actually have to buy this. There's so many GameCube games I didn't get to play because I didn't own a GameCube or any consoles until the Wii, you know?
Online plus expansion pack launches the same day.
And there's a lot, and like, it's so hard to, like, you want to play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance nowadays? It's so expensive.
The original GameCube controller will also be released.
I need to buy a new adapter. I lost my current one.
And also has a C button to quickly access Game Chat.
Oh shit!
The Nintendo GameCube controller,
right, I suppose
exclusively available for Nintendo
I
Switch
imagine that would
Online
also be compatible with
will
Smash
also
Bros.
be available the same
day
as Nintendo Switch 2.
Whether you're familiar with the games or haven't played them before,
oh yeah, Wind Waker, baby.
You're looking forward to
Soul Calibur 2 is actually crazy.
Nintendo
and so is F-Zero GX and Path of Radiance. That is a really, really good thing.
Shown here on Nintendo Switch 2.
And that's really good. Path of Radiance is so expensive. Like, at least it'll run you at least $200, a couple $1,000. Well, like, oh, it's Toby. Right, the Deltarune chapters, which I haven't even like witnessed chapter 2. I really need to get on that. I haven't played these games despite them being free. Me, I'm just a janitor. Shut your bitch ass up. He's lying. Lying his ass off, bro. Chapter 3, and Chapter 4. Nice. Rad. Launch day. Oh, they're giving us a lot of launch titles, man. That's cool.
I'm Randy from Gearbox.
Borderlands 4.
Our upcoming flagship Borderlands game.
I'm not gonna hate.
Launch on Nintendo Switch 2.
That's the Invincible font, isn't it?
Back. Loot and shoot your way through a world filled with wild enemies and outrageous weapons. We're still in development, and it's already the most ambitious Borderlands game we've ever made.
Okay.
Borderlands 4 will launch in 2025. We'll be sharing a lot of the game in the months
Imagine
ahead.
it coming out when the actual game is coming out.
Hi, I'm Dennis Shirk from
Firaxis
Games.
Firaxis?
We're
Civilization?
releasing a Nintendo Switch 2
I don't recognize
of
them.
Sid Meier's Civilization 7. In Civ 7, you'll establish an empire and guide your people throughout the ages of history. With the new mouse controls, players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay experience.
You see them fellows are like,
Civ 7 launches on the
mouse
same
controls.
day
We
as
love
Switch
mouses.
2. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch
Go.
version,
Not
you
that
can
mouse.
experience mouse controls on Switch 2 by purchasing the upgrade.
Right.
And we have even more news.
You can never tell which ones have been out and which haven't been.
Hi, I'm Lionel Jinx.
And I'm Ben Bishop.
Our final announcement for today is that WWE 2K is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Cool.
Plus NBA 2K as well.
Right.
We can't wait to see you in the ring.
People are like, oh my god, finally. Nobody's saying that, nigga.
Four kids find this old tattered man. Off they went armed with nothing but youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack of preparation.
Yeah.
Terrible at steering a raft. Let's slay some trees. Awesome!
Well, the screen is frozen, but I also don't care what this is. Hold on.
Taste amazing.
Yeah, this shit is straight frozen.
Really have started to master this survival thing. Next stop, the top.
I hope this doesn't stay frozen. Okay. Okay, let's pause.
操作された新しい FF7 をいきます。
Final Fantasy 7.
Switch 2で展開する
But,
FF シリーズに
but the stream
ぜひ
fucked up.
シリーズに
Ah, well. Oh, okay. Seems like we're caught up. Final Fantasy 7 Remake is coming. And maybe Rebirth. Can't tell. Now we're getting a little sizzle wheel. I think this is awfully conservative. I'm sure we're getting even more stuff than this in reality, but we're just like only seeing so much. Silk Song in 2025? Whoa. The phone, man. That's different. That is crazy. Okay, so me freaking out was Nintendo, not me. That's crazy. They gave us a date for Silk Song in a sizzle reel. People have been waiting for so long, and they literally just dropped that shit without any ceremony whatsoever. Puyo Puyo Tetris 25? Oh, okay. Like a 99 type game. This really cool Marvel game we saw the other day. Star Wars Outlaws. Okay. Okay, Nintendo, but y'all didn't really show us a lot of new games of your own, man. I mean, other than Hyrule Warriors, which actually is pretty, you know, I imagine that game would also run a lot better on this console. Because the original Hyrule Warriors, God forbid, just didn't run that great. Okay, the Switch 2 edition of that game. Can you imagine if they made Switch 2 editions for, like, remasters of old games? They added new content. That'd be really random. But I guess that would make some sense for, like, certain things. Ridge Racer. Okay. Ah, Professor Layton. No, you got my attention, brother. Huge Layton fan. Okay, so this is a pretty long sizzle here. We haven't new Nintendo, like third-party stuff.
A lot of games so far. The next game will be the last from our publishing and development partners.
Your partners?
Please take a look.
But what about us? I have to be honest, I have literally no idea what this is. I'm sure somebody might have recognized it. Maybe it's new.
My blood. I give you my life.
Alright, get you a girl like this.
A wheel. And transport him to a night of moonlight. To humanity's very dusk.
Bloodborne? Nah, I'm just spitballing here, man. Again, this could be completely new. From Software, wait a minute. Them niggas, they're not gonna announce that here, though. There's no way, right? I know where they're gonna announce that shit here, though. Maybe I was correct. Hold on. Or maybe it's a new thing. Who's to say? It looks like Bloodborne. Not gonna lie. It does kind of look like that. But then again, that's From Software in general. For all I know, there's Sekiro 2 or 3. That's crazy. It's been 55 minutes since we recorded this. Okay, vampire type team. Which is what I was kind of the vibes I was getting, actually. Biting people's souls or something. Because that wasn't blood, but it was something adjacent.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon to come.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
I mean, this is cool. It looks good. It looks really dark. But also, like, yeah. I've never played a From Software game. Okay, T-Rex. But I also literally only exclusively hear good things about them, so.
Tears will flow for one, and one alone.
Oh One Alone. Dusk Bloods. Okay, that's a totally new game from Software. I figured. Like, it kind of was like, this isn't giving anything specific, but it is very From Software. I don't know what I'm looking at right now. 2026, I guess. Only on Nintendo Switch, too.
What you just saw was a brand new game by From Software.
A Nintendo Switch exclusive From Software game?
We'll be publishing a creator's voice article where the game's director, Hidetaka Miyazaki, will share more details about the game. So please check it out when it's available. That's all from our publishing and development partners.
Okay, what about y'all?
The developers who appeared today, as well as our publishing and development partners who prepared footage for this presentation.
I mean, to be fair, we're almost done too. Like, it's mostly third-party stuff.
In addition to what you saw today, our partners are working on many games coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
See, but development partners makes it
We'll
sound like
showcase
it's
more
third
games in the
person.
future, so we hope you're looking forward to
But
it.
I imagine third-party games, but like...
Next, please take a look at this.
Okay. They're not just talking about... Right, alright. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. Okay, a star falling. A star falling. That Kirby? That's Kirby. Yeah. Maybe. It looks like Kirby. I've seen that star before. It could be Smash Brothers. Wait, hold on. That's Kirby, but it could also be Smash Brothers. This could be a fake out. This could be a fake out. This could be Kirby, but it could also be Smash Brothers. It could also be Smash Brothers. Yep. Kirby Air. Something's going on, man. Okay, looks like a Kirby game. Kirby Air Ride. Is that what Sakurai's been working on? Kirby Air Ride 2? It's Kirby Air Ride 2. Oh my god. Or like maybe a remake. Yeah. Riders. Okay. Masahiro Sakurai. Yes, sir. My goal. Nice. Okay, that doesn't seem like it'd be the last
which
thing
originally released on the Nintendo GameCube
That's,
system
yes,
over 20 years ago.
sir. That's my guy, Sakurai.
We hope you're looking forward to Kirby Air Riders, directed by Masahiro Sakurai.
By my guy.
Next is our last trailer for today.
Damn, seriously?
Please take a look.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. I know how long I've been recording for. Pikmin? This is something different. It's black. Kirby again? I don't know what this is, bro. This is really big. Mario, maybe. This actually looks... It looks... No, that might be Donkey Kong. I don't know. I can't really tell. Yeah, that's looking like a Donkey Kong. Yeah, buddy. With a new design, baby. Hey, long time no see, old big boy. You out here wearing overalls now? Oh, I like his expression. A new 3D Donkey Kong game. Oh man, he's bounding, he's moving. People have been talking about this too, from like the Odyssey team. Was it real? Okay, he can just destroy anything, I guess. This is extremely kinetic. This is chaos. He's just obliterating everything in his path. No, not my alarm. Shit. Thought I turned off those alarms. This actually looks really cool. It looks really frenetic. And then the 2D sections, like the original game. Alright. A new Donkey Kong game, Bo. Ain't had one of them in forever. I'm so expressive. Ugh. The moon again? Damn it. Come on, man. This is definitely the Odyssey designer. You can like climb up walls and punch through the ground. This is looking kind of crazy. This looks really, really, really good, man. Donkey Kong Bonanza! Alright, I'm down. And there's his more classic design. 7/17/2025.
That was a brand new 3D
July.
platforming action game starring Donkey Kong, called Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Nice.
With incredible strength, smash through enemies, walls,
I like how fluid it all looks.
and just about everything as you demolish your way through a massive underground world. More details will be shared in the future. We hope you're looking forward to it.
Nice.
Thank you for watching so far.
What do you mean so far? I thought y'all said this was the last game.
To recap,
Okay, we're doing a recap.
Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th.
Yep.
Finally, here are the hardware options that will be available at launch.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We'll release Nintendo Switch 2, as well as a bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World.
Digital version? Physical media supremacy, baby.
For more details, please check the official
so you
Nintendo
can buy the
Switch 2
game,
website,
and you
which
can buy.
goes live
They didn't
later
even
today.
give us color options. They're like, you gonna buy that black Switch and you gonna
We've
like
covered
it.
a lot of information, but that's all we have to share for today.
All right, that was
We'll have
solid.
to wait just a bit longer for launch. We are very much looking forward to everyone being able to experience Nintendo Switch 2.
We appreciate you joining us today. Thank you very much.
Arigatou gozaimashita. All right, well that was solid. That was really solid. Let me think about all the things we saw. Oh yeah, and the treehouse. Right, I forgot about the treehouse. It's coming up tomorrow in the morning, and then also on the 4th. Okay. The GameCube games is really, really cool. Like, to summarize, I guess, everything. The new Mario Kart looks crazy with, like, the wall riding and stuff. That's really cool. New Mario Kart looks really good. I'm trying to remember everything off the top of my dome, you know? I'm trying to remember, but I'm like, So we had the Mario Kart thing, the main Nintendo things with Mario Kart, Hyrule Warriors, and then Donkey Kong, which is, by the way, weird listing. Like, can I express my like initial like feelings on this? I feel like especially for third party, great. They announced so many like third party things that were like really, really solid. I can't really argue with that. It's just like, you know, when I'm looking for like a Nintendo Direct, I'm usually looking for like Nintendo games, and to that it was kind of light. And I would also say that like when I look at this when compared to like the Switch 2, the original Switch launch, where like the original Switch presentation, that had so many more things going on for it in the sense of like new IPs, new versions of prior IPs. You had Breath of the Wild on its way with that crazy ass trailer. You had like No More Heroes 3. Mind you, that a lot of the games that they promised for that were games that didn't end up coming out until way, way, way later anyways, but like still, it was way stronger and a little bit more like forward with like its releases. Mind you, something I will say that this is doing better, overall better than like anything else, I would say, is that like the previous launch, is that there's a lot of games that are being available at launch, which is important because people ain't gonna buy the Switch 2 if nothing's on it, right? Like, there's a lot of those third-party games that were just like, available at launch. This game will be on launch. And here's the Street Fighter 6 available at launch. Yakuza 0 available at launch. Like, yeah, like a lot of the third-party support and a lot of the, like, new games and new versions of the game were available at launch and right off the bat, which I think is really, really important in terms of like the support for the Switch. Whereas like the original Switch, it was basically just Breath of the Wild and like snipper clips and like Bomberman. I'm pretty sure at launch, like it was one really system selling big game, but then like nothing for a year, or like very sparse releases throughout the year, which is crazy when you consider how like successful and how flooded the system is now. But like this system is launching with a lot more stuff off the bat, which is good. I think that probably could have stand to announce more exclusive Nintendo games, because like a lot of the games that they showed were Switch 1 games that are gonna get enhanced ports. But like, and even then, like the enhancements on those ports, I think you get the value varies, which is like, I guess fine, because then you don't have to buy all of them. But like you look at something like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, it's like, well, that is just a straight performance enhancement. And I hope we didn't hear anything about the pricing, and I'm sure the website has something is like that information right now. I'm sure that launched. And also, I'm sure the little like news app probably updated with a bunch of stuff as well. And there might be things that were announced in like the Japanese version of the Direct, or are being announced by other people who just wasn't included in the Direct, I'm sure. But like shit, I forgot. But like in terms of like the price point of those things, of those enhancements, I'm not like, it really depends. I think they're smart in adding additional content for various games to the Nintendo Switch versions while having the upgrade, because that, at very least, like you can transfer the game over and play it for free. And then if you want to have the upgrade with the updated graphics and features, it kind of, again, like it feels like a DLC pack to a game, while it also gives you the extra additional performance bonuses, which I don't mind. Like Forgotten Land getting additional content, that sounds great. I just finished that game like last year, and I could go with some additional content. I'm down for that. I like that. So like, no complaints for me here. I'm down for that. But like, again, Breath of the Wild is like, you didn't really do anything. And if those two things cost the same price, then I think that's a problem. I think that's a problem. But here's the thing: if the price is like caps out at maybe $10 most, and then it's like a sliding scale, like it depends on the game, then yeah, I think that's less of a problem. And I do get it, but also, like money is tight these days, Nintendo, man. Like I get it. It's a, like, the practice they went about is by incentivizing these upgrades with additional content, and that additional content you would likely have to pay for anyways. Like, if this was the Switch 1, that would have been a deluxe version of a previous game. I'm going to come back to that one, actually. But that would have been a deluxe version of a previous game that you paid $60 for. This is just like maybe a $10 to $20 at max, I imagine, upgrade to a previous game. That's essentially just a DLC pack plus a bunch of like graphical fidelity upgrades. And also there's certain games like Pokemon. Pokemon's a great example, because like with Pokemon, it's like that game ain't even out yet, right? I don't think it's coming out till later anyways. Nobody's gonna buy the original version if they have the Nintendo Switch. They're just gonna get the Switch version, which I imagine is just gonna be priced like a regular video game. It's only if you want that upgrade from the previous game they're trying to squeeze a little bit more money out of you. Now, two things got confirmed by this Nintendo Direct. Two things got confirmed. Two things got low-key confirmed. One, no Smash Brothers. And also, actually, one, no Smash Brothers. Three things. But it's like two things under the no Smash Brothers thing. And that is, one, Sakurai is not working on a Smash Brothers game right now. He was making Kirby Air Riders 2. Actually, that was the other Nintendo game. It completely came and went in my brain. But Kirby Air Ride 2, or Kirby Air Riders, Sakurai is working on. Which, boom, that's a game, for one. But two, it's also like Sakurai is not working on a new Smash Brothers. And 2, we've already confirmed that we're not doing digital deluxe versions of previous games, which means that people who are like, not digital deluxe, just deluxe versions of previous games, which means people who are thinking, the next Smash Brothers game it's going to be like Smash Ultimate Deluxe. Maybe not. It might just be Smash Ultimate Switch 2 edition. Which, it's interesting that we didn't just get that announced, right? It's also interesting. It's actually honestly interesting that a lot of games didn't get a Switch 2 version announcement. And I also do just generally wonder if like previous games run better in the simple fact that they're running on a stronger system, you know? Like a lot of the problems with like Switch games isn't even that they're locked to like 720p, like 30 frames per second or whatever. It's that they're like, even when they have a set frame rate, they dip because it's like, okay, we have what we are able to do, the system's able to handle at the moment, and then we have a lower function version to keep the game functioning, right? Like Xenoblade 3 is a great example. A lot of the enemies in the background, right, they will run at a lower frame rate they run at a lower frame rate when you're far away from them, in order to like preserve the general 60 FPS 1080p on the TV function of the game. But theoretically, and I really wish they just answered this instead of being like, hey, there's enhanced versions that add all these extra features. Like, I really wish they had just said, oh, by the way, these previous games are just going to run better on the base fact that they're running on a better system, you know? Like, where the Switch 1 would have struggled to keep the frame rate up on everything or whatever. In something like Xenoblade, it's not going to have that problem anymore because it can do it. But I guess it really just depends on what the functionality of the original game is. Like, if the original game is programmed that when the system is capable of handling something, always run at its best settings, then it would obviously run at its best settings on Switch 2. Mind you, no confirmation. You know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be, we're just gonna have to wait for the Switch 2 to come out, and then people who played the Switch 2, like game outlets are gonna like make videos where they're like, here's this game running on the original Switch, and here's this game running on Switch 2, and here's the Switch 2 edition of the game, and then like that will show whether or not it functions better. Unfortunately, it's just gonna be game journalism that has to happen in order to figure this whole thing out, instead of it just being Nintendo telling us. I imagine that's how it works. But anyways, like I said, Smash Brothers. For Smash Bros, it's gonna be either they're gonna do a Switch 2 version, which again, I'm surprised they didn't announce it already if that was the case, or they're gonna make Smash 6 later. But it's interesting though. That's the thing. It could go either way, and here's my thoughts on it. I think currently, all things considered, if the new Sakurai project that he was talking about was could be Air Riders, which it is, then that means he hasn't been working on the Smash Brothers, and neither has the Smash Brothers team. Which means that there's, like, if they were gonna make a whole new game from scratch, right? Mind you, I guess they made Ultimate in a very short period of time. Like, Ultimate came out, like, what, 2 years after the final Smash 4 update? It wasn't a long period of time between those two things. So, like, if they took Ultimate to, like, base coding and stuff and then built on that, then yeah, it probably wouldn't take that much additional time to develop a Smash 6. Especially considering, like, we have so much time, videos unavailable. Yeah, I get it. Get off, leave, do something else, loser. I get it. Anyways, like, considering Smash Brothers, Flash Brothers, Mash Brothers, Bash Sisters, considering that what Sakurai, considering the development time, it could either be that we get like a Smash Smash 6 or whatever the next Smash Brothers game is, like midway through the Switch's life, the Switch 2's life, which I could see, because like did we get a release date for Air Riders? I don't know, but like assuming we got a release date for Air Riders, then well, that's that, you know. We got the release date for Air Riders, and then we're gonna just we'll know when that comes out, I guess. But if we didn't get a release date for Air Riders, then that also changes things. Like if we got a release date and it's sometime this year, then I'd imagine like he could finish that and then immediately jump into another project, or like maybe take a couple months off to do something else, go to another project, and then maybe work on a Smash Brothers Switch 2 edition, which I could see. I could totally see that. Like, I don't see we're getting a deluxe. It has to be either a Switch 2 version, which I could see happening, or the next Smash Brothers game. And it really just depends. I suppose the conversation hasn't really changed that much. It's just a matter of, like, there's a different version. Also, there's, like, things like Prime 4. Did we get a release date for that? I don't think we did. But Prime 4 is Switch 2 edition. Like, that's, again, another one of those games that, like, everybody's going to play on that version. It has, the mouse controls, which is exactly how I imagined it, with, like, you have, like, the stick on this side, and you have the mouse on that side. That's going to be cool. That's going to be very cool. Also, they did all their, like the system runs at 4K, which is really good. Really, really good off the bat. It has up to 120 frames per second. That tells me that the system is actually pretty damn powerful, which is good. That's really good. That's a good sign, especially when we're talking about, like, frame rate options and also things like 120 frames per second. That's solid. That's very, very important. Because if that's the case, if we're saying, like, max capacity, we could do 120 on games that are able to do that, that tells me that games that aren't able to do that, or, like, it tells me that, like, 60 FPS is so doable all the time on the Switch 2. Will there be frame drops? Probably. I mean, those happen in other systems, but, like, it looks good. It's a good look. That's pretty modern. That's pretty up-to-date, I would say. Not, like, the most modern, most up-to-date, but, like, that's good. And also the games that are coming over is really a good indication. Like, Elden Ring, that's a game that, like, couldn't run on the original Switch, can totally run here. Street Fighter 6, I mean, like, couldn't come on the original game, can run here. Like, these are good news. Final Fantasy 7, I don't know if that was remake or rebirth, but whatever. It can run on the Switch, which is good. Like, the original Switch could not do all of that. Also, the storage is a lot better. That's something that the Switch 1 suffered with, that I'm, like, constantly shuffling things around between my SD card or, like, my archives and stuff like that. And here it's just one-to-one. It's just more space. That's going to be very helpful. And then there's also the Express storage, which is good. Hold on. Right. So they got the share screen. We finally know what the C button is. The C is the chat thing, so you can have that pop up, which is good. It's very good. It's a very good function. So we got that. We got all the third-party games, including things like Final Fantasy VII Remake and all that. We had that, like, one drag game where, like, you're doing the wheelchair basketball, which I think is really cool, actually. Yeah. It's the GameCube stuff. GameCube Archive is very, very important. I think this is actually the only time that Switch Online's, like, stuff has actually been, like, super duper appealing. And the reason for that is because we've never had any kind of, like, GameCube emulation, like official GameCube emulator of any capacity, even back when the Virtual Console was a thing. Which, mind you, originally, on the Wii Virtual Console, like the original version of it, you wouldn't need a GameCube emulator, really. Like, you could play GameCube games on the Wii. In fact, really, I could pick up a GameCube game and play it right now on my Wii. I still have it. It's right there. But the caveat of that would of course be that like I'd have to be able to obtain the physical disc, and that becomes harder and harder every single year. Which is another reason why that is such a big deal to have the GameCube emulation. And they've been able to do it for a while, clearly, because like the Mario All-Stars pack has Sunshine, right? Clearly they are able to do that. So, like, bringing that game over and allowing us to play, and bringing like the GameCube thing over and allowing us to play all those games is really, really, really important. Again, like things like Path of Radiance and F-Zero GX. I've never played those games because they're hard to find and very expensive. But now I can, you know, without emulating it. Mind you, I guess I could have emulated the whole time. I just didn't want to. I definitely had an emulation era, but even then it was on an older computer. I didn't really trust to run like modern, like not modern stuff, but like if it wasn't like 16 to 32-bit, I wasn't risking it. My computer was already having a tough time. And this computer is better. It could definitely do that. It's just I didn't want to have to go on reinstall all that stuff, so I just never did. But yeah, it's nice to have it publicly available. That actually does incentivize me to do it, to like go buy the expansion pass when the money's better. I'll think about it. I'll definitely think about it. I might upgrade at some point, but that's neither here nor there. When the Switch 2 comes out, which we actually have the release date. It's June 5th, I'm pretty sure. Which is tough, because that's also the same month that Kendrick's coming into town. I mean, I can afford to do both, but I'd rather, you know, not. Damn, I want to save and then make long-term investments in money, but doing so also kind of requires me to spend to not spend on the things I want. I really do want to get the Switch 2 when it launches. I really do. We didn't get a price, did we? They just kind of showed us what the packages were, but we didn't get a price. Them niggas didn't tell us shit. They didn't give us a price, did they, huh? That's funny. Okay. Something to note. We do not have a price for the Switch 2. I'm sure it's available somewhere right now. It is what it is. Honestly, I've been yapping a little bit too much, all things considered. I think, thoughts-wise. But yeah, it was solid. I would say that was a solid reveal. We did see a lot of the features. We did also get to see that, like there's that like software thing where you can like look at all the ins and outs of the system. We didn't really get like a specs breakdown, but also that's not really Nintendo's thing. They'll just say, hey, you can do these things, figure it out on your own. Which is fine. Just totally fine. I'm sure people are gonna figure it out on their own. Or like there's some kind of press release in which they're gonna like really get into the nitty gritty. It's not really what you do in a direct, you just show games. I get you. And there's the mouse functionality, there's the thing. It's a pretty basic upgrade, but like it's also clearly a significant upgrade. And I'm looking forward to all the things that they've released. Mind you, I'm not going to be able to afford most of the things that they've been talking about, but you know, it looks cool. Can't complain. And there's a decent supply of Nintendo Switch games that are getting the upgrade. And then like just new Nintendo Switch 2 games, which is alright. I want more. That's my big thing. Like, if I had to give it a score rating, I'd give it like a 8 or a 7. Weirdly enough, the Switch Direct from like a couple days ago that was like super weird and like off-kilter, high-key, was more exciting. You know what I'm saying? It was a little bit more exciting. Also, one thing I don't... Mostly because it was just like revealing, like... It just revealed more, and like some of those games were like really obscure things that I happen to find interesting. Like here, we got like a handful of big games, but like two of them are like Hyrule Warriors, which is not a huge game, you know. Like off the gate with a Zelda game, we'd want like a Zelda game. We don't have a new Mario, like a proper Mario game, mind you. We have the Donkey Kong game, which is essentially fulfilling the same role from what we can gather. But like we don't have like a big Mario game other than Mario Kart, which is not like Mario, which is fine. I guess Mario Kart is bigger than Mario Kart sold better than Mario did on the Switch. I'm not gonna say it's bigger. And we don't have like a new Zelda game proper. We just have Hyrule Warriors. Which, to be fair, this new Hyrule Warriors look kind of good. It's an interesting one too, because it's like the only like recognizable big name characters is like Zelda, really, and then I guess also like Mineru and Varu are like characters that were named and we know and are important. But like the other characters are like what, the old sages whose names we don't even know. Like you'd think if you were gonna make that game, like when I was thinking about like I felt like they were gonna make another Hyrule Warriors, right? It felt like they already did it for Age of Calamity, which made sense. And like why not also do it for this new game, especially since there's already a war that happened in the past that we barely got to witness with hordes of enemies. Like that felt like, you know, Hyrule Warriors. And we also didn't get to see too much of that era. I think the main major things that'll be selling points is like, okay, we get new Zelda stuff. In fact, this seems basically like a Zelda game, which, to be fair, Age of Calamity in a way was also that way. Like, we're gonna get new Zelda stuff mainly, and then we're gonna have playable Varu and Mineru, and also Sonia. Sonia might be playable, which is cool. Even though she might get smoked, she might not get smoked, actually. She might not get smoked because things might change, just like they happen in Age of Calamity. But it's gonna be nice to see that era. That's the main thing, I think. And then we're gonna be able to play as Ganondorf, like certainly we'll be able to play as Ganondorf in that era, which is gonna be sick. That's a selling point in of itself. No Link so far, which is really interesting. I just don't see any world in which like it doesn't go off the rails like it did in Age of Calamity and bring in a bunch of the modern characters, because like truly, honestly, I feel like the thing about Tears of the Kingdom and its story as it was is that like a lot of the flashback stuff with Zelda, like we didn't get to see much of it. Mind you, they can do a lot. I think a thing about that is that like you can really they can take a lot of liberties, and seeing that era as it is going to be really impressive, I think, because you're going to have so many opportunities. And there also seems to be like a free roaming area. I don't know, it seems interesting. It seems like they might be doing some interesting stuff there. And you can see they can go in a lot of different directions. We know so little about that era, and like, we're actually going to be able to see it up front and personal, which is, I think, even more important in this game than it was in Breath of the Wild's case. And also, but like again, there's not a lot of defined characters back then. There's a lot of liberties can be taken, and that is good. That gives room to play. But also, I feel like from a marketing perspective, it's a little harder to sell than like, hey, you can play as Urbosa. Like that's a selling point already. Like, well, we know all the champions from Breath of the Wild and wanted to play as them for the longest time, and then you give us the opportunity to do so, we're gonna buy that. But in this case, it's like, well, we actually don't care about most of the characters in the past, other than like Ganondorf and Zelda. So, and I guess Rauru, if you're one of those guys, I know what you are. And then like Link isn't even like available at all, which is crazy. You know? Or maybe there's a version of Link that is around at that time or something. I don't know. He was never brought up. So yeah, I imagine at some point you'll be able to play as like the new champions or the new sages. But like, I don't know. It's an interesting choice. I approve. Yeah. I don't know. Silk Song got an announcement. Shit. Like, that was random. Shit came out of nowhere with no ceremony whatsoever. Crazy. Anywho, I think I'm going to wrap up, because at this point I'm just kind of rambling and I don't remember everything so specifically, and like the main point of the whole thing is the reaction. I doubt anybody's even going to be watching at this point. Thank you all for watching. And yeah. Congrats to the new gaming era for Nintendo gamers, bro. We got a whole new thing to look forward to, and not too long from now, like 2 months, that's nothing. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'm gonna go look into more details, because this is what I'm gonna be obsessing about all day. See ya. Ciao.